I fell in love with the idea of the MAST program the minute I started to hear about it and see it. It embodies the things that I love about early childhood education, the play, the joy, and the positive learning outcomes that we get when we work in that kind of way with our young children. It acknowledges these huge capacities our very young children have for learning in the very early years, and gives us an opportunity to learn from children as well about how they're learning.
MAST stands for Movement and Storytelling, and it is an approach that we've developed based on research evidence and working with practitioners and communities that uses storybooks to engage children in language and movement in a way that we've been able to show really improves their oral language competence, and especially their expressive language skills, but at the same time really boosting their engagement with movement in a way that benefits their fundamental movement skills.
Playgroup SA is a not-for-profit organisation here in South Australia, and our responsibility is to look after all playgroups that are registered with us. In March 2024, Playgroup SA was lucky to attend a talk that Professor Claire Wood from Nottingham Trent University was giving around the issues that the UK were having within the early years space, and the program MAST that had been developed trying to increase the literacy rates and fundamental movement skills of children, and from that we believe that we could see potential in it working within the playgroup space.
When we start to work internationally, partnership working becomes critical, and it's why it's so important to have a range of different types of partners who understand the local community context and also are willing to support some of that initial work so that it can hit the ground running. So I've been really fortunate in the various visits that I've been doing back out to Australia to work with Playgroup South Australia, with the Australian Preschool Directors Association, but also with Flinders University as well. So we've got an academic partner locally who, in the times when I'm not in the country, there is an academic point of contact more locally for those other organisations who are part of the MAST family.
Healthy Development Adelaide brings together universities in South Australia to provide training and opportunities for researchers working on human development. We host a number of events, including guest speakers, and so I invited Claire to give a talk through Healthy Development Adelaide, and that is how we came to be involved with Playgroup SA.
MAST in Playgroup, not only did we think it was such a great benefit to children and in their literacy, building their literacy skills and their fundamental movement skills, we also saw the potential for families to be involved, parents, grandparents. We've obviously got children from babies all the way through to the age of 5 attending Playgroup. So even a baby sat on a lap and the mum kicking the legs up or stretching the arms out or up to the sky, we thought that, you know, it would have a great impact on them, teach the parents as well the importance of the literacy and the fundamental movement skills.
Last week we attended the MAST training through Playgroup SA, and we were really excited about the project, the way it was delivered, because we could really see the potential, particularly for supporting children to be ready for school. Unfortunately, we see lots of children who just aren't quite ready, and so we're always open to looking at programs that we can implement in our school to kind of hit that target.
I love reading stories. That's really probably important to me, but I love the idea now of being able to move into that movement and focusing in on that language around those movements. And I guess the training really highlighted for me the importance of that explicit teaching around the actual what you need to run and be part of that running process. So, you know, we've been playing with movements that break even that running down. So, you know, that going up onto your toes, starting to move forward, bending your knees, and having something a little bit more structured for us to follow, even though we're not always great at following structured programs. It gives us a basis there to work with and a bit of a flow to go with as well.
The very first MAST lesson that myself and my assistant ran was run. And we got out there and we both went, we don't know how to run. Like, we can run, but we don't know the steps that lead into running. And we realised that a lot of the parents are probably in the same boat. We're working with such young children, we actually see their progression through the movements. So here, it's not just child focus, it's also parent and carer focus.
I think it'll be really positive to have this as part of our playgroup. I think that we are able to model that for the families, and they are able to take that stuff away with them, which is in everything that we do in playgroup anyway. We hope that, you know, lots of this modelling they will take away and use with their children. So for the families to feel more confident that their children are developing and they're learning skills.
I think children just naturally pick up language. And yeah, we have a lot of confident children who just like to really express themselves, and it might be one word, but they just keep shouting it out and practicing it. And we of course acknowledge that and celebrate it. And a lot of the families are the ones that are a little bit reserved with language.
So there was definitely lots of giggles when they came from one room to the other. The parents were giggling, and Carol and I are being really silly.
Very animated.
Overacting and doing all the big movements. Now your arm's moving, and the parents are just laughing at us, which was really funny.
When we participated in the training, what I really fell in love with was the planning process that teachers go through in MAST, because it speaks to that intentionality that we need to have. What do we want to teach? How are we going to teach it? And what are we expecting children to learn from that? And for me, that's the essence of early childhood education. We've
hit the ground running. We've now got playgroups engaged. We're about to roll out a pilot program where we've got a number of families already keen to jump on board, and we'll do a pre and post evaluation. The playgroup coordinators will be running the MAST sessions, and we will hopefully get some great data back that will then lead to not only it being run in playgroups, but it's a bit of a pie in the sky, but we seem to be, everybody's jumping on board. They see the value in MAST and how, I don't want to dumb it down because it's not, but how simple it is and how easy it is to be able to complete MAST, the program, within that setting.
We have a government survey every year for children, so it's called the AEDC data, and it's an annual survey for early development, and particularly for our region here, it shows us just how disadvantaged some of our families are. Some of our children, there's a large percentage of children who do come to school that aren't ready. So programs like Playgroup and Occasional Care really support that transition into school, but this I think just tops it up. It's, we're really excited that we can embed it into our early years programs and then encourage the school to take it on board, and they can strengthen it.
I'm reassured that it's got a really strong evidence base, that I'm able to tell people about this program that's fun, it's engaging, children are learning, and we know that it works because of this evidence.
So MAST has had real impact both in the UK and internationally. We have seen it being used successfully in preschool settings and in formal school settings. We see that it works really, really well when we do a train the trainers model. So we know that the program still works when we train practitioners to run it for themselves. We know that it works well in a range of different, very diverse contexts with different communities with different needs and different histories. And for me, that is real testament to the fact that we built this program with communities, with practitioners and with partners from the outset.